Hey, this is Kevin. Welcome to Repurposed. We're going to be making spoon rings today. I want to talk to you about the essential tools you need. First of all, you need good silverware, which is always critical to find. There are many ways to clean this up. Steel wool works great. I would get a triple lot to polish it up. And you want to make sure you know what you're bending. This is what's called extra plate. They have stuff that is called nickel plate. Now, my only concern with the nickel plate, nickel silver, is I find a lot of people who are allergic to nickel, and so if you use this, make sure that you keep this separate. Because there are people who have allergens with nickel. There is also something you can use in the cleaning process, SILVO, tarnish guard. This stuff is tremendous. It looks like little rags shoved down in a can. And can I show you here on the spoon? It really does a good job of cleaning without any abrasive. Anyways, that'll get it pretty clean. So, how to make a spoon ring? So, find good silverware. Now, what I like to do is polish the very back side of it. What I have here, and Peppy Tools has them, but any type of this little sander, and then I put a chuck on this end. And on this end, I put these spin-off disc wheels on this end. And so I can go to Harbor Freight and find these little discs. And like this is 120 grit. And I'll show you where we'll need that here in a minute. And actually, I'll just put a new one on here. So just take it and spin that on there. Once you get your silverware, the first thing I like to do is polish the very back side of it because it's going to be difficult. I have this buffer set up on the back of it. Run it. I like the white, I think it's called white diamond buffing compound. The red seems to leave a little bit of residue, but when I get done, I like having the white diamond, and it leaves it just a perfect shine. So the next thing is you need to find out what size ring the person needs. I find most women are between the 8 and the 9. So if we're buying essential tools, you need to get one of these, and you usually can find them that will have also one of these with them. This is going to help you find out your exact ring size. So what I like to do is use this as my marking gauge, and I'll come up and lay this to the very tip, and if I'm going to cut a size 9, I'll use my pliers, and instead of cutting on the 9, I always add the thickness of the spoon back to it. So I actually want to cut right at a size 10, and I can lay the bowl to the side, and with my, well, let me tell you about my pliers here. These are KLINGE 40209. Got them on Amazon. These are the best cutter pliers I've ever had. And I can cut through stainless steel, cut through silver plate like it's butter. And they fit in the palm of my hand. I love them. I don't have to have a big pair of scissors. They work tremendously. So the next thing I do is I want to round off set up the craft shows, and so I had something that was easy to transport and move. And I would suggest if you're going to be making rings, you need to get a pippy bender. And this pippy bender, I have broke the handle off, welded the handle back, went through 2 sets of dies with it. These are the first set of dies that I got, and you can pretty well tell that they have been used up, so I splurged this year and got a new set of dies. So what I like to do even on a ring this size, I may not start with a 20. Oh yeah, let's start with an 18. And then I'll match it back with my 18. And when I buy these new plastic, I always mark on the back what they are, and that kind of helps me get those organized. Now, when I start bending a ring, I want to put a J on each side, and so I'll come up to the middle, a J, and then I'll come up to this side and also bend the J around. So now I've created a C. Sometimes you'll get off center. So what I like to do is lock this back in with this side toward here, and take my rubber mallet and lock this down and take it to a little tap, which lines that back up. Just give little love taps around it. Off a little center again. Okay. Now pretty well got it lined up. Check it for our size. We're right at a 9. For essential tools, I would get some of these. These are just tremendous to have. I would not get the black plastic. They just won't hold up for what I do. But I do not use this in my buffing. If I'm going to ring form, I would get one of these. Steel, hard, solid. It also has the indentations of the mark lines on here. And so that's the tool that I keep. But these are the essential tools that I use every day. I have a wooden dowel. The reason I have a wooden dowel is I can lock this on here, and then I can buff. I prefer to have the big side down. Some solution here. Some polishing compound. Get a rag here. So there you have it. Now, some things that I like to also do is inevitably you're going to get inside here a little bit of a cut when you cut that off. I'll take these files, and I like the flat files best. I'll take that file and I'll lay it inside here, and I can round that off. You can already see where I rounded it off in there, and it gives a lot smoother finish. So there you have it, the essential tools for making a ring. Now, the next step is, let's say that, and I set my rings and I sell so many of them, I can't underbend this ring. And so I can bend it down like that. I can switch down to a smaller size here, so like a 16. Change my chuck to 16. So if I have a customer comes in and they're a 7.5, I can actually do that right there. Or if this ring is on the shelf and it's a 7.5, I have a ring sizer, and I can put it on here. And I can size it back up. Hey, this is Kevin with Repurposed. Want to jump in here really quick. I'm new to Facebook, but I would love for you to give me a like and a share. I sure would appreciate it. Thank you so much for supporting my business, and thank you so much for watching this video.